Their cooking system comes with a shallow pot and a deep pot. And what we're gonna get into and show you, this is an induction heating system. There's no flame, no gas, no fuel. It's all electronic and magnetic. And the second thing we have here, if you're familiar with jet boil systems, people usually cook their ramen in their noodles and all that kind of stuff out camping. This is a very, very similar kit and system to that, but same with their cooking system. This is all electric. There's no gas, no fuel, and no flame. So we're gonna get both of these opened up. I'm gonna be cooking myself up a little bit of lunch. No, I'm not a chef, so don't judge me. And if I mess this up, I'm not surprised. What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. If you're new here, my name's Chris. Right behind me, this is the Fortune Taco. Today, we are gonna be testing out a new camp cook system. No, we're not at camp. We are in my driveway, but I just got this thing in. It is a full camp cooking system made by Stoke Voltaics. Voltaics. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Cooking System by Stoke Voltaics. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I already know I am. So I went to the store and I picked up a nice little strip steak. We're gonna be cooking that in the shallow pan here. And then some pastaroni Parmesan cheese noodles. Those just need to get boiled up with some butter and milk. So we're gonna be using this for that. Make a little steak and noodle lunch here using the system. And I'm not gonna be plugging into a wall outlet or anything. What I'm actually gonna be doing is using my Bluetti. So kind of simulating and mocking that I am out camping. I could also use the bed outlet, but you'd have to have the truck running for that. So I'm gonna try to strictly stick to just doing battery power. More than likely what people would be doing out camping, if you weren't using propane or fuel or anything, if you're using electric cooking systems, you'd be using a portable battery pack. All right, first we'll open up what they call the Joule kettle pot. If you guys haven't heard of them before, they're a little bit of a smaller brand, small compared to Jet Boil or Fire Maple, maybe a couple of brands out there people are familiar with for little backpacking and camp cooking systems. The main thing that Stoke is known for, like I said, is they're electronic. They're kind of changing things up, trying to use electric rather than fuel and open flame for those that might be limited to using an open flame cooking. This system right here is very, very similar to the Jet Boil. Comes with your power cord, comes with a nice little sticker there, paperwork. So the main components you have is the system here, and that is it, that's all in one. And just like you saw here, you can store the power cord inside for travel and storage, but this is the power cord. It is gonna be the same exact power cord you're actually gonna find on the back of like a standard PC. There's a little Velcro strap there to hold that together. And on the back side here, there is a little flap, a little dust cover for when you're not using it. Plug that in and prep that. We won't turn it on until we're ready. But then it comes with this nice little lid, has a couple different options. So obviously it has some venting and steaming. It comes with this nice, I don't know if this is stainless steel or what exactly it is, kind of feels like stainless and looks like stainless, but it's a nice little stirring stick they conveniently give you. Have kind of like some strain holes here if you want to strain out the water. Then there is like a little pour spout here. So say if you were to put some hot chocolate or some type of drink in here, once it's heated up, you can actually take it and just pour it right into your cup. That's convenient without having to pull this lid off and possibly burning yourself with steam. All right, and next, I'm gonna get into taking out the actual cook system. So for both of these, one thing I've noticed so far, the packaging is nice. Oh, that's nice. This is actually a detachable handle for the pan. We'll see if it comes with more than one. It's this one. Power cord maybe. Yep, there's our power cord. Here is our lid. I would assume aluminum. And then this looks like our actual induction cooking system. Oh, wow. This is the bigger pot, and that's got some weight to it. Like in a nice way, not a bad way. I don't know if it's because of all the induction heating stuff that's built into here. I mean, it is all nice and metal, other than this plastic base. And then the induction part itself is metal, but it's got some good weight to it. And we're gonna get out, oh, wow, even the more shallow pot. I feel like even the one smaller than the other, they feel like they're like the same weight. And there's nowhere specific on here for the handle to go, so I guess you kind of just grab it wherever you want. Attach this on here, turn the lever. That's now locked on, and it's good to go. It kind of just has like a, if you saw the mechanism here, when I undo this, it's like spring-loaded. You only have one cooktop, so you're only gonna be using one at a time. And I'm sure the power consumption's too much to have two, but it would be kind of nice. I've seen Jetboil has a double burner. It would be cool to have two induction tops, so you could actually be cooking with both of these at the same time. Because the way we have it now, we only have one induction actual burner. We can only use one pan cooking at a time. So, a little bit of a pain there, but there must be reasoning behind it that I'm not aware of. I'm gonna be using the small pan to cook up the steak, kettle pot here for the pasta. So, I'm gonna power on my Blue Eddy here, turn on the AC inverter. So there's different levels on the little kettle pot here. I'm gonna try cooking up the steak first. That's gonna take probably a little bit longer than the pasta, I would assume. Press the button, and it is now telling me 200 watts of power on the burner. I'm pulling 258, 240, 246. So this is on our low setting. What it's telling me it's pulling on the Blue Eddy here is almost 100 watts more than what this setting is at. Turn it up to 400. This thing's now climbing to just shy of 600 watts, so it's pulling more power than I feel like it's saying the settings are on the screen, so that's kind of interesting. A little bit, make sure it'll shrink up. So as long as we adjust the settings, we're not all the way up on high on the heat. I did have it up at the 800 setting. Might cook a little too quick though, so I turned this down to 400, and now I'm also running the kettle pot here, and we're pulling 684, so I'm actually using both right now at the same time with my 1000 watt inverter. I'm actually gonna use the nice little included stir stick here. No, it's definitely warm to the touch. It has this nice little kind of built-in koozie around the outer edge so you don't burn yourself, because obviously the whole entire pot itself gets heated up. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh, I'm gonna make a mess. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's looking very pasty. Ah! Powders everywhere. I'm gonna add this in. Plop this in here. Oh, look at that. Almost wonder. Yeah, it's cooked. Yeah, that's good. I'm no chef, but I did a good job with that. It's different. I don't think I've ever done like a stovetop steak before rather than doing a grill. A little hot. Okay, that piece. my first time ever using it. And at least for the one meal I've so far cooked on it, I can say I'm very happy. I'm gonna finish up this meal real quick before it gets cold. But as soon as I'm done eating, I'm gonna go over my thoughts on it. And it was very good. Steak, Parmesan noodles that used to exist, they're gone. And I devoured them. Just a brief little review on this system and what I think. First of all, I made a freaking mess. That has nothing to do with this system. That's just me. I always make a mess when it comes to food. You plug it in, turn on the heat, and almost within seconds, both of these things are like hot to the touch. It'll burn you hot. So very, very quick heating. It's not like you have nothing but time at camp, but sometimes when people are on the go, they need to get going, they need to get moving. So the instant heat gets you to cooking faster, which gets you to eating faster. I definitely like the speed of how quick these things heat up. And then just cooking with them. So normally you probably wouldn't really be cooking a steak in this, unless you didn't have anything else with you. I'd probably use a grill in my opinion. Nothing wrong with this, but the steak was very, very good. It just didn't get that same flavor and taste that a grill would probably give it, or just the texture. I could have maybe cooked it a little too much, at least for my liking. I usually like a medium rare, and I was definitely not exactly burnt. I was pretty close to well done, but I think this thing did very, very good. I was working on regulating temperatures and changing stuff up to kind of just do a little test run with it. And it's very, very easy to use. And the food turned out phenomenal. From this, the pasta, I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. You boil some water, milk, put some butter in it, mix things together and heat it up. I mean, it's like, it's as easy as top ramen. It's like Italian top ramen, the pastaroni. But the noodles tasted amazing. So if you were to do hot cocoa in this thing, or ramen noodles, anything you need to just kind of heat up, boil real quick, and you're good to go and you can eat it up. For people that do any of those like on-the-go meals, like Peak Refuel, or I think it's Mountain House, if you use those, boil some water in this thing, pour it into your package, and you're good to go. This thing would work phenomenal for that. So not only heating up a nice warm beverage, but any of those mix-in meals that require you just to boil some water, this is your guy right here. Very, very simple to use. The only thing that I haven't covered on this is the cleanup and how easy it is to clean this stuff up, because I literally just finished eating, but I'm gonna do a quick little cleanup and just see how easy these are to clean. I am gonna be cheating a little bit. I'm gonna go inside the house and use the sink. You don't really have that access at camp, but there's not really too much to clean up. The nice thing is you take this pan, and I would hope it's all non-stick. We'll find out when I do some cleaning. The dishes have been done. So they were fairly easy to clean up. When it came to the pan that I was most worried about, actually I guess I was evenly worried about them. There was a whole bunch of grease and whatnot in here from the steak. And then the kettle pot, there was the pasta and stuff stuck to the sides and whatnot. They were both very, very easy to clean. Just soap and water with a sponge. The pan looks great. It cleaned very, very easy. And then when it comes to the kettle pot, pull the lid off here. There's some water in there, but I mean, you can see, pretty much just ran the sponge through in there, wiped it down, and this is what it looked like. Limited resources like a sink with good water pressure and probably hot water. You're gonna be doing this in a little tub of some shallow water with a sponge. These things will clean just perfect in that. You don't really need any type of fancy stuff like a house. So these are very good when it comes to camping. Overall, everything good about the system. I honestly don't have any cons other than, I guess the only thing that would be a con, like I already mentioned, if it even is a con, coming with one burner is a little bit of a pain. It'd be cool if there's two, so you could use both pots at the same time. But if you were to have two burners and you're running a battery system like me, I'm sure most people are running a smaller system. This one's a little bit on the bigger end as far as like a 1,000-watt inverter. I could be wrong, but my 1,000-watt inverter was struggling to be able to cook these kind of the way I wanted to. I wanted to run a little bit higher of heat on the pot here while also cooking the noodles, and I kind of had to go back and forth, fluctuating, changing things, and I was riding that fine line of 1,000 watts trying to run just these two items. So if you have a bigger system, if you have like a 2,000-watt, 3,000-watt inverter power system with you, you're golden. You'd be freaking great. Run these things, cook however you want. Another thing is to turn my power system back on. I had this thing charged up to 100%, and it holds 768 watt hours. We pulled I don't remember how long I was cooking for. I didn't really track the amount of time I was cooking, but I went from 100 to 57% just cooking the steak and noodles. So you have a small solar panel or however you charge the thing up, if it's gonna only give it a little bit of juice and it's gonna take a while, just know that the amount of power these things pull, other than that, I don't think I have anything else to mention other than this product. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Yeah, I have the power bank and that's being used for cell phone, laptop if I'm out doing some content and stuff while camping. Whatever else that thing is charging, maybe some camp lights or something. But to be able to run that off of a power source I already have with me, and it's a renewable power source, so charge it up in the truck or use some solar panels and it's gonna keep regenerating more power. Whereas your typical systems that have fuel, you're gonna run out of fuel eventually, so you just gotta bring more and more fuel with you. I like the idea of being able to have the power that you can just regenerate right there at camp. Not have to worry about stacking up more bottles or refueling your propane. I like it way better than jet boil or anything like that because of the fuel you need to use. Everyone has their own opinion. I'm not saying you need to run this. I'm just giving you my thoughts. So maybe somebody watching this video is doing research on what they want to get, and I'm telling you why I like it. I'm never gonna sit here and tell people what they need to get and shove something down your throat. One last thing before I wrap this video up. Stoke Voltaics. I figured out how to say it. Stoke Voltaics offered me a discount code to share with you guys. So it is a huge thank you to all my viewers. If you're watching this video, if you like either one of these products or anything else they offer, and you want a discount, you can use my code. It's down in the description below. Fortune Taco will get you 10% off your order from the Stoke Voltaics website. I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this video all the way to the end, but that's gonna be it for today. Couple things I need from you. Drop a thumbs up. It helps this video be more successful to get seen by people just like yourself. If you have any questions about the Stoke Voltaic system I have here, or just any questions for me or the Fortune Taco, drop a comment down below. I try my best to reply to every comment that's left on my videos. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, or maybe you've watched a few before, but you haven't hit that subscribe button, now's your chance. Click the subscribe button so you'll be able to see anytime I release future videos on the channel. Thank you guys for sticking around. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope to see you on the next video.